Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Ori and the Blind Forest Definitive Edition. Let's continue. So, we tried to cheat and unlock the ability to see where the life upgrades were and then die and not really spend the ability points to unlock that. And it automatically saves after you unlock the ability. So, no go for that. What we do have a go for is, with the exception of the breakable wall here, I think I can mostly get everything else in the other region. So we're just going to work our way to the right in this general direction and then work our way downward towards these few ability points. We're kind of just going to go all over the map. Maybe we'll even find a place where we can fast travel to get some more of these ability points before we run to the final area. Although there is a decent argument to be made to just move this direction and move forward with the story. It seems fairly certain that they will at least warn us before we hit any kind of point where there was no return. At least I would hope that they would do that. But I'm not sure I really should believe that. Because when I think about this, it's not really like the game has been particularly helpful otherwise. See, we have these unbreakable sections here, and like, I guess I could kind of work my way around for 2 ability points that I could probably get, and then work my way back that direction. But this is certainly going to just be a long journey, and I'll have to figure out at what point do I want to checkpoint myself. Just make a slight effort here to reach a bunch of brambles, taking a lot of damage. It does feel fairly believable that there are actually quite a few other collectibles, but maybe not. Like, it could really be either way, and I would be willing to believe that that was the case. Alright. So we're gonna go up, which we're in a smaller area, so not quite where I needed to be, but close enough. Now that we have this power jump, I guess I could be fighting people. So yeah, this is just another section with another door. Like, why is the game not telling me about these doors? This is kind of irritating. So, yeah. Can I shoot these guys into each other? There was an enemy that actually took very little to kill. Wow. But it does kind of still show that the majority of these creatures they're not like one-hit things. They're still two-hit kills. So that's one ability orb. But that might be about the only thing we can do. We could run down this way and see what's under the water, and maybe there's something there, but mostly we need to just zigzag up this direction, see if we can get this ability orb, see if we can get this life upgrade, maybe get this life upgrade, and then we do need to just move forward with the game. I guess we are also at a level where a significant amount of the map has been seen and done. So, like, here's another area that we have to reach some other way. Right. And I'll just go ahead and save and then break that crystal for health. And I can't attack that from the higher up area. Is that supposed to be a shortcut that I just didn't open because I didn't have a ground slam ability? I certainly remember when this was a lot more challenging, but now it's basically become a joke. You can easily transpire the distances and make it up to higher sections. Which, again, if that's a shortcut, I kind of missed it. It's just another one of these doors. And it's not like I can open them with anything. Yeah. They've almost done a good job here of trying to re-encourage you to get back into the playing areas you've already visited, revealing that there were more secrets around than you originally thought. But it's not quite there. It's still a rather frustrating experience. It doesn't feel revelationary. Like it doesn't feel like you've revealed something more than you've just found some collectible you can't get. Alright. There is a section up in that area that we need to investigate. But we have this, which this feels like one of the doors I can blow up, but I don't know how I'd blow it up. And it looks to me like there's switches. So yeah, we're just constantly running into problems there. Like, is this center platform actually a ground pound platform? I think it might be. Which that then opens a realm of possibilities up that there very well might be multiple areas otherwise that I'd already visited that had doors like that. And clearly this is gonna block off that area, but that's not a big surprise. That does look weird the way that's being depicted though. It makes it seem like I just knocked down a door instead of knocking down a spike. Still not easy enough to do a simple thing as land on a spike that you need to ground pound. Still takes too many button mashes. One more life cell, not really a factor. Alright, so what does that put me now? It puts me in a position where there's not really a lot to do. Like, way down this area is a health upgrade that's not worth getting. Running around this area is not super worth it because it's just going to get me maybe a couple more ability points. Although clearing off these edges might be nice. It is also very possible that we'll just run into more things we can't deal with. So it's best to just run back this way. It feels like we should be getting more experience for every enemy we kill. That's a hard decision to make in a game because there's not a level of fairness there. But I would say if they were better at if they were specifically better at leveling up the enemies so that they would die in one hit when I was at level 1, and then they would take 2 hits until I got a power upgrade, and then I could kill them again at level 1 again. Alright, that's not gonna work. Because yeah, I'm just gonna constantly have problems there. Right. I believe this one does explode that way. Maybe it doesn't. But I still think I could probably do this. Let's see if the jump through that breaks that. Seriously, just another door. unless there's some weird trick where I have to shoot the shots of this creature into unlit lanterns, which I don't believe is what's going on. I think there's a way through that. This is another door. There's no real ledge to grab onto. Yeah, you don't have enough distance there. So this is just another unlit area, but it does have the upwinds. That's something. Not sure how far I want to go to the right to get all these collectibles though. First things first, going here. That's an ability cell. And yeah, it seems like we just aren't going to be marking off the top of some of these areas. Okay. Yeah, in this general area I should be pretty overpowered. I shouldn't be having to mash as much as I am. And I would say probably in this style of game you would be best suited. Look at the height. You just would have never gotten that height any other way. It would have been best suited if after the first area there were fewer enemies, but the enemies were stronger, but only a fractionally stronger. So you would always feel like you're mostly powered up and ready to go. I suppose we should look at this and see how this would really go. This is going to be super annoying. Well, there's a well that would be way closer to the top, and this area is not flooded with water anymore, and sure feels like that, well, you would not have to do as much just because of having triple jump unlocked. It still feels like you'd have to do quite a lot. Yeah, it's way easier to wait till we get everything marked off and then use the well. But yeah. Yeah, this was the first dungeon. After beating this, they should have created a level 2 skin on the creatures, which could have been something as simple as just making them slightly larger and then giving them, say, 1.25% the amount of damage and the amount of health, and then as I'm leveling up I would have been able to do 1.5 or more amount of health. That's generally what I'd be looking for. Here we have just another gate. See, there's something about this lantern that I can't do anything with right now, but it is clearly the trigger for these gates. Now, at this point, I could try to well myself, but I can't even really get that close to a well, can I? the closest one would be here. So I could go from here to here, run around here, see if I could get those ability points. And that's kind of it. It probably would have been nicer if the winds were a little bit faster and stronger, at least in a lot of areas where they are just shooting you straight up. They have a tendency to not really go all the way to the roof or slam you into spikes. So there's less concern there. But this definitely is not playing out the way you would have expected it to play out. I totally would not have wanted nor expected that the vast majority of the collectibles that are left are all going to be locked behind a thing that we still don't really know anything about. That's the secret passage that we fall down every time. Alright, we got it. But it was just a little thing. Which means we actually do have enough here. So do we want to take less damage? Has damage really been a problem? Or do we want more the energy markers? Or do we want rapid fire? Like, so far in this game, increasing your attack has proven to be almost completely useless. So yeah, we're snake eating our own tail, basically spending our ability points to find other ability points to then turn around and use those ability points to upgrade either our attack that we don't need upgraded or defense that we don't need upgraded. And there's not really a ton of surprises that we're seeing here. This Blackroot Burrows may not even have any collectibles in it, just on the fact that it is DLC. It would be fairly bad if we missed something up in Sorrow's Pass, but it doesn't seem like that's the case. So yeah, that was a pretty useless unlock just to get to the next unlock, to probably be taught a lesson that I've wasted not just the last few upgrades, the last 4 ability points, but I'm probably gonna waste even more. By the way, there I believe is an achievement for juggling a rock. I don't even know how you would do that in this game. There also seems to be an achievement for, like, maybe ground stomping 10 enemies without hitting the ground. Again, I'm not really sure how one would do that. 1 extra energy cell. It's nice, but probably not gonna change much. As you can probably see, we're dying a lot less, but it mostly is just boiling down to we're dying less because we can save a lot more. Remember, the water was polluted before, but I still don't have a way of So, unless one of these hanging ropes is a switch, I'm a little confused as to how to open that area. And that certainly is not fun if it is gonna turn out. Yeah, there's a switch over here, like way over in that area, and it doesn't really have anything to do with this. So they're putting discoverables next to other discoverables. Let's see. Unless it's this platform. Yeah. I guess maybe I could shoot a fish in that general direction. They do tend to seem to fly, but yeah, they're not doing anything. Yeah. So unlike the previous sections where it looked like there was wires connecting those doors, these don't seem to be connected to anything. So we've really wandered quite a bit to an area that we still can't really get 100% of everything collected on. It's an interesting question. It's weird you can't fast travel from the maps, at least from the maps to the wells. That would be slightly helpful. Let me just double check that this shortcut could be taken. Yeah, that saved me some time. Although, did it really? Not really. It would be still easier to not take the shortcut. I don't know how you don't classify that as a bad placement of a shortcut when it's easier to not take it and then fast travel between wells. Yeah. Almost there. And now we can mostly just take damage and not even care about it. Because once you get to the well, it doesn't even matter because you're just refilled. So, yeah. There's still quite a lot. Quite a lot of stuff that you just can't get, which really does just guarantee that we're not going to be done when we finish this map. Storyline wise we might be done, but the story's been so loose anyways, it kind of doesn't matter. It's weird it didn't refill my health when I fast traveled. Right. So previously in this section we had the fire. Do we have anything that actually gets us above the fire? Yeah, I might as well just save here. Oh, come on. So we got an energy cell with a laser beam. Let's see if we can take on this laser beam character in any real way. I guess the answer to that is no. And I just accomplished something that I'm not sure what I accomplished. We're rather late in the game to have stuff like that happen. It looks like it's some ability cells though, so guess we'll get them. Is the water safe to touch? No. Good to learn. So down this way. I don't know if I've... Come on. Should have saved. I had the opportunity. Come on. I'm a little rusty. It's been a few hours. Not probably even an actual day, but long enough that I don't have the full grasp of these abilities. Not that I'm sure I've ever had the full grasp of these abilities, in all honesty. We also missed a secret thing. Right, so you go down this way, then we jump that way, I guess. I guess that's unstable ground, so they didn't want you to be able to grab on it. Alright. And then just save there. And this area is a secret area, so how do we get inside the secret area? That way. That's weird because the creature was holding on to the roof there and the roof wasn't real, which does bring about an interesting question about why such things exist. Right. Let's see. So we are down here in a big fiery thing, and it seems like we're still playing. This would be been a good opportunity to. This darkness has brought them to this forsaken place. This would be an opportunity to have like an urban environment of some sort. There hasn't been any real. At the gates of Mount Naru, a tough decision was made. Like, clearly there was some kind of society building something. I don't know if they were animals or humanistic. We really haven't seen any evidence of any kind of anything that looks human at all. Yeah. It doesn't seem to me like there is a way up in that general area. So, insert the sunstone and we'll go into the building, and if the outside is full of lava and fire and dangerous platforms, I can only assume that it's going to be worse inside. Nibel's source of warmth, all its glory has burned. Let's be careful, many of those that entered this place have never returned. So I was thinking that this was going to be a both wide and tall area. The element of warmth is close, but the mountain, I've never seen it this way. We've come so far, so much has been lost. We can't give up now. We must enter the fray. Would have been nice if this little spirit character gave some backstory on who and what they are. There is certainly precedent for other games in this general way, not really explaining your assistive character much, but that doesn't mean that's good or a good way to tell a story. Like, perhaps we wouldn't hate the assistive characters in so many of the Zelda games if they had more of a tie-in to the current problem. This is going to be a nightmare because it's fairly obvious what we have to do is try and use this to then get this way. So we have to go up here to do this, and I have to remind myself that I have floating abilities. Yeah, and it feels like this is just going to be a straight up challenge that in its current state you're not going to get any help. So now yeah, very few places I can even seemingly use the soul link. And in comparison to this, the areas seem pretty big, but it does seem like we're just gonna keep on going up and up and up. Let's see. And it is really not so much a case of damage. I guess. Like, yeah. Put myself in a worse position. Let's come back over here. Alright. We've found where the map goes, but we don't know particularly where the map item is. Yeah, I don't know how this turns out when we've cleared the area. Interesting, they stopped shooting at me the second well, I've gained an ability, and then I've lost all the characters. So, now we have sense. What does sense tell us? Overall. It tells us that you see a lot more in this game. In fact, Blackroot Burrows goes a lot further than we thought, and I'm not sure if it really reveals too much in areas where we've already collected 100% of. Nope, it even reveals things that we just didn't see on the map. So it was the right move. Yeah, see, that guy gets killed. So all I can really do is hope that he would respawn. There we go. And we're kind of at the rooftop. Also, I don't know what that icon means. Mapstone shard? What if we just activated some other door? Interesting. We haven't seen any instance of a door before. And it looks like that area is a different area. So where's this going? As they fought for their lives amidst the fires of Horu, we get a cutscene just out of nowhere because we walked through a door. Did I just beat the game? Still don't know the name of that character. And I can't really say Naru wished solely to see her child again. Like, I can't really say that I relate or like that character. It's just not reasonable that for me to want to have much of anything to do with it, since all we saw was that intro cutscene. It was nicely animated and such. Let's see where this takes us. Well, if I was to guess, I should go this direction and get the map piece first, and then go put it in the map revealing section, and then we'll see that this level is obviously wider than it seems. There might be like 3 parallel sections, or it might just be that we turn off the lasers in this lower section and thus we can work our way, or we turn off the lava in the sections. So it looks like the tree oddly might be higher by quite a bit than the volcano, which you wouldn't really expect, and Sorrow's Pass, which I really wouldn't expect. We've only gotten 11% of Mount Horu. As far as collectibles and ability points now, Ultra Defense is probably not a high focus compared to Rapid Fire. Charged Flame Blast is almost certainly never going to be useful unless you need it to open doors, and that would be really crazy for them to not have told you that if that was the case. And then Ultra Split Flame is probably not going to be something that we unlock at any point where it's useful. Maybe in a New Game Plus, having all this extra damage would prove to be very useful if you get that ability. But if you were going to play a New Game Plus and you have all these abilities, then that pretty much means all the collectibles in the game have already been collected, and everything along this middle path is not going to give you any extra benefit. You'll get perhaps abilities and experience, but that abilities and experience won't be usable in any way once everything's maxed out. I imagine what you would see is just the entire map with all the collectibles missing if you get to 100% and then start a New Game Plus, if that is even an option. We are still looking for 2 abilities, so it's weird to feel like we're about to finish the game unless one of these abilities was from the Black Forest DLC, which might be the case. Like, it is believable that when they came in and did the definitive edition and put in the DLC, they added a few caves and a few places with doors, a door style that you can't open without a new ability, and then you have to go to Blackroot Burrows to get that new ability. It seems actually exactly the case, because here's an ability tree and here's an ability tree. So I may very well be playing the game the way it was originally designed instead of getting into Blackroot Burrows, which they should have forced me to do that before finishing the game. So it does now, on the looks of it, feel like they may have just added sections to the left and to the right. A little area here, a little area there. Every little collectible does seem like it is kind of just added in addition. So yeah, they may very well just stretch out the game after we finish the story, and I'm not sure how interested I really will be in doing that. I'll probably do it. I have the game, so there's no reason not to do that. If they added 2 new abilities, which it seems kind of obvious they did at this point, they very well added 2 new lives and energy cells, and maybe quite a few ability cells, which probably means that the purchasable abilities were also added in the definitive edition, the way this is going. We're at 8 hours and 44 minutes of gameplay. We have 2 more life upgrades, 4 more energy upgrades, a considerably large amount of ability orbs still to collect. In fact, if I was to run the numbers, 13 might be more than we even need to unlock all the rest of the abilities. Our death is at 281. We really didn't die that much this episode, and I don't think we're going to die too much going forward. And yeah, we're just going forward with the story. That's it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend or follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below in the description box. And if you want to support me further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and gift me a game off my wishlist. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.